Hopefully that's all working. You don't go on YouTube for 2 weeks and then you just completely forget how to do it. But it is Monday and I'm in the house. So I thought I'd do some listing and see who is about. I've got loads and loads of drafts and loads of photos. So that's a good place to start. Okay, let's get going. Come and say hello if you're there. Hello, Rosie. Good morning. How are you? Let's just close down the windows. And it's clothes and shoes and a board game. I do have a crazy board game. And the weird thing about going round the Chazzers, as I've been doing, is you do spot the odd thing. Got an Olympus Mu Zoom camera the other day. Hello, Mark. Good to see you. Hope you're well. I was thinking of going to some boot fairs around your way. What ones would you recommend? Pedham Place, I was thinking of going. I didn't go this weekend. Busy this weekend. And clothing is going well. I'm enjoying it. It's created a good kind of baseline. But I'm still kind of reorganising myself. So I've still got a few amps and big things and not quite properly organised. The one thing that's holding me up at the moment is I'm on a 250 listing. So for the past 4 days, my 250 ran out. And I'm loath to spend 12p an item after having a mid-sized shop. So I've been drafting. But the other day, I actually missed the fact that a load were resetting. A load had ended on the 28th. And it cost me about £3.60. I was furious. But no, the clothing is going well. And I've just got loads and loads of drafts. I'm going to go back up to the mid-shop in April. So I think I've had 2 months on the lower shop, which has been good, really. It's been good to focus on having that lower shop and getting stuff sold. That's been very good. Yeah, Hayes, I'm not tempted by at all. Trips Farm. Yes, I think I might, just go over there a little bit more. I mean, there's a couple I already go to. But I went to Hook last Sunday. And it was the second one out on the field, and I didn't bother with the first one. And last weekend, this weekend I didn't source because I've been ill, but or didn't go to boot fairs. But Hook, it's just like loads of people are going to other places. People are going to Apps Cool. Maybe it'll pick up. Who knows? But got to try a few different places. Right. So I'm working off my photos, if I can find them. I really need three screens. One for StreamYard, one for my photos, and one for eBay. Yeah, there's always an issue with those Game Gears. The screen won't work, and you have to change the capacitors, but it's a hell of a thing. It's on the power board. I've done 2, and they worked when I did them, and then they kind of mucked up. How many Game Gears have I got? I've got at least 4 Game Gears. And I keep thinking I should do that. No, 5. 6. I've got 6 Game Gears. I can see them over there. So, yes. It'd be good if you could buy like a power board. You probably can, actually, but it'd probably be quite pricey. So you'll either have a dark screen or no screen. Hello, Faye and Simon. How are you? Hope you're well. All right, let's get on with these. I've got some Hotter shoes. I've got some Hotter shoes and I've got some Skechers. And I bought a pair of Skechers and they had a hole in the heel. And I was a bit annoyed about that. But what can you do, eh? But let's list this one first. This is a fun little item. See if I can share this. Share screen. How do I? Is that it? Yeah, I got this. Popping hoppies. So that was in a charity shop for £6.50, and I thought, oh, it's a bit much. But then looking at solds, it's not a bad price really for a vintage game. I'll probably look it up on eBay now. It's complete as well, which was nice. There's loads on eBay that are selling for sort of spares. So let's have a look at Popping Hoppies. Give me a break from clothes, and then I'll get straight back on it. First listing I see says £6.45 from the States. UK only. Used and sold, please. Yeah, let me know how you all are. I've not been well, but c'est la vie. £28.79. There we go. Complete, never played. Yeah, I was busy sourcing a couple of weeks. I haven't been on for I think at least 2 or 3 weeks. I was busy sourcing a couple of Mondays ago, and oh, this is good. It tells you how to pack it, which is nice. And then last week I had man flu. That is never played. Look at that. That is excellent. £28.79 sold. £23.99 free delivery. So I think I'll go £19.99 on that. £6.50, £19.99. Not too bad, I guess. Not too bad at all. Now I've got a feeling I should redo my photos because I've kind of packed it wrongly. But I don't know. I don't know if I can be bothered with that. What do I want to say? 100% complete. So has everybody been booting? Hello, Neil. How are you all? I saw Shell's just been on. I was just setting up my YouTube and I saw she finished streaming about 3 minutes ago. I was busy taking photos. So I'll have to catch up on that later. I find it very difficult to keep up with everybody's YouTube. I don't know who half the people are. It's terrible. Right, there we go. Ideal. Popping Hoppies Vintage 1968 board game. 100% complete, good condition. And this will be going on, well, either tomorrow or the next day. I've probably got about 50 drafts, which is quite a nice feeling, but I think I might be putting on 20 a day. So I think with close, you definitely have to be at least 10 a day to get anything going. But yeah, I'm really enjoying the close at the moment. It's created more activity on the store. As long as I'm not buying, it's always gutting when I had a Musto jacket the other day and I was like, oh great, I got this for £8.99, fantastic. And then I got it home and there's a big old rip under here. I took it back. I thought, well, that's fair enough, isn't it? I wouldn't normally bother with that. If it was a couple of quid, I wouldn't bother. But it was £8.99, so yeah. Hi Max, good to see you. Hi Etik. Hi Babs. Right. Yeah, Peter Ray messaged me yesterday. I think he was off 2 apps. So I saw him at Hook a couple of weeks ago. Let me know if you've sourced anything good, if you have been out to boot fairs. The one I went to a couple of weeks ago, I sourced, I've got it written down here. It's not very much at all. I got a Gant puffer jacket, so, clothing. A pair of sunflower platform Converse, which were cheap, but it's because the soles were knackered. And I repaired one bit, and then I noticed the gluing to the upper had come away, which was not good. I got a Tom, a box of tarot cards, and a Callaway polo shirt. So not a huge amount of stuff, really. Not huge amounts at all. Right, a few pairs of Hossers. Yeah, I'm a bit trainer heavy this morning. And shoe heavy. So what we got? Got a pair of CETAS. Pretty standard. I could do this camera. No, let's get these shoes out of the way. 2 pairs of Hossers, and this first one is Marilyn. So if I was buying these, I think these were like $5.99 from a charity shop, which is not too bad. If I'm picking up at a boot fair, under a £5 is what I would go for. Charity shop, I'm kind of used to shoes being 20 quid. So this was a pleasant surprise when there was like I say, I got a bunch of them. So there's one pair that sold for 12 quid. So not the best return. Let's see. People are asking. I mean, I'm thinking I want 15 at least. I'll have a quick look at research. Always think if I'm going to the research tab, it's getting a bit desperate because there hasn't been many sales in the last 3 months. Let's have a quick look. Yeah, £21. Fixed price. Let's stick this to fixed price. £21.18. What's the condition on these? Used. Let's put that on. £21.14. Pair for 24 there, and they're exact same colour as mine. So I think I'm going to go for $19.99. There'd be a 10% voucher on that. Hello, Heather. Hope you're well. Just popped up there. Neil was helping Mrs. Neil list some Converse the other day. When I told her to put CETAS in the title, she knew, yes, CETAS. Got to get that CETAS in. Oh, we all know you're a pro, Neil. Right, create listing. Here we go. Funny enough, someone's just asked me that. It's going very well, yeah. I'm enjoying it. So I went out the other day. This is my book of what I've sourced. So I went out the other day and drove around and around and around, and I'll tell you how many things I got. 1, 2, 3. Because I think it's all about the amount of stuff you get. I'm thinking about, because you have to drive reasonably far. If you're doing various, I mean, I can't just stick to the local routes around here. So, like I say, I might be heading towards Dorking, Guildford, around there. Might go up a little bit towards Wimbledon, Kingston. But if you do that, you can't be coming back with like 2 items that are too expensive and are not going to make you any money. And you learn quickly. I did I think I did a haul video. I might have done, and I got a lot of stuff. But one of the comments was like, "Oh, that's all vintage fodder. You won't get more than the tenner for something like that." And I was like, obviously, I was like, "You what?" But it's true, actually. I was looking at it, and you soon realise when you start listing it. So, like, I've got like too many fat face shirts and super dry shirts. I only had about 3 of them, but you soon learn what ones to go for. So anyway, I went out the other day, and I'll tell you how many items I got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12, 6, 7, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 32 items. And, I kind of see that as fairly successful. So, yeah, it's good. It is good. And like I say, I'm seeing the odd bit out and about when I'm there, like that board game I just listed. Who wants the big news of the week? The big news. I think it happened last Monday or Tuesday. I'm only going to tell. I'm going to tell you if I get a lot of yes, I do want the big news. Am I a full-time reseller? Oh, congratulations, Nottingham Forest, on reaching the semi-final, by the way. I think they're playing City, and I hope they beat them. Have I sourced from... I am a full-time reseller. I've been full-time since 2016. How many do you try and list per day? Or do I focus? It varies, to be honest. So, news. So recently I was getting a lot of high value stuff, but that supply is finished. So now I'm going more back into clothes, and so it varies quite a bit of the time, really. I do try and keep under I don't want to go over VAT threshold. I'm kind of I don't break my back to try and get more and more and more. I try and be like efficient with what I do. As to listing per day, so list 5 live. I mean, since I've been on here on YouTube, pretty much, I think I started YouTube in about 2018. I bang on about consistency. I don't necessarily do it myself, but I do know that it's like one of the most important things. So I like to achieve at least 10 a day. But it all depends on what I've got. And some times in the season, I will have a lot of stuff if I've got a haul. And other times, which are generally February and March, I've got very little because it's the boot fair season's ended. But that kind of up and down and great sales 1 minute, rubbish sales and good stock 1 minute and not good stock the next is something I've kind of got used to. And you see a lot of drama on YouTube about like, oh, reselling's nightmare or reselling's brilliant, but it's in the middle somewhere. But anyway, the brilliant news is, because I will let you know, because Babs wants to know, was that I bought an item for £5, and can you guess how much I sold it for? And bear in mind that it's a multiple item, and I'd already sold quite a lot of them. Magazines is what they were. I probably had about 150-ish magazines It was those manga magazines, if anyone remembers. And it was when I picked them up down at the Oxted boot fair, I think it was. It was down that way, or Oxted, Godstone, something like that. Boot fair that only happens twice a year when the planets are aligned. And there were 3 or 4 IKEA bags full of these manga magazines, and Neo. And almost broke my back taking them to my car. Probably almost broke my car. But I bought the lot for £5. I also got, I don't know if you can see it. Oh yeah, there. That for free, which is a Game Boy box, which is very nice. Hasn't got the poly, but yeah, it'd be nice if it had the poly. So yes, bought for £5. I've already sold probably about 10 or 15 of them. And I was making probably about £1 or £2 on each one. So I'd already made like 30 quid. But I had the remainder, 130-ish of them. How much did I sell the rest of those magazines for? If anybody gets it in the chat, and the price is inclusive of postage. If anyone gets it, they win absolutely nothing at all. See if Chris can get it. Can he use his reselling experience? Worst week on eBay. Here you go. Ups and downs. £300. £800. No, it's in between those two numbers. A very good guess. No, that says 80. Oh no, 80. No. Yeah, 3 more guesses and then it's between 300 and 800. Nearly 800. Ethics having all the guesses. No, it's higher than 600. And it's the sort of thing I should do a video about if I was YouTube savvy. They went for £700. Correct. Well done, Flip Mode. You win absolutely nothing. Be proud. Which was just unbelievable. I mean, I think I sent it off on Thursday. It was 2. Each box weighed just over 15 kilograms, maybe 16 kilograms. So it was a chunky monkey. But yeah, that caused my graph to spike. Trouble is, being the pessimist that I am, I know it will fall off at some point. So yeah, £5 to 700. And £5 that I'd already made like 30 quid on. It was a university professor. He's a professor in what was it? Film studies or Oriental something or the other. He said he was new to eBay, and we were discussing the deal. And he said, "I'm new to eBay, but can I offer you this?" Because when he said, "I want a price for the whole lot," and I couldn't believe what he was offering me. I mean, they were on for £5.99 each, and what he was offering me was equivalent to £5.50 each. And I thought he might say £1 each or something. So I was like, oh my God. So there's a few conversations going on. And I had to redo him the listing because I had a multi-listing. And I said, well, it's probably easier if I just do 2 listings, for 300 and I think it was like £337.50 each, £12.50 postage, something like that. And he said, yeah, that's fine. I'm also talking to another reseller. So as soon as he said that, I was like, get the listing. Here's the link. Buy. Because I thought the other reseller might say, yeah, you can have them for £1 each. So, yes. 7 sales on the payday. It has been payday weekend. And one rumor I heard was it's obviously good to list 10, a set number a day. Consistency is key. But Liz actually told me she dipped her toe in the reselling world, and she'd heard somewhere that someone who resells says it is good to focus the listing round payday weekend. And there are 2 payday weekends, which are kind of like last weekend, and then in 2 weeks' time, because I wasn't aware of this, but you can. I suppose you can get paid weekly or whatever. But sometimes every 2 weeks is a good one. So yes, 500 to 700. But poor old Chris is. It's not happening for him. I mean, I didn't have a good day yesterday. But none of my stuff's been going live, so I'm kind of like twiddling my thumbs, waiting for the turn of the month because I've used up all my listings. So I had £879 on that day. So was that 700 plus 100, another 179, and they were like good clothes. There was a scat jacket, which scat not one of those. But it was like a company called Scat. And I bought it for 20 and sold it for 70. So clothing wise, I was quite pleased with that. And then next day was 109. And then it looks like there's hardly anything at all. Then an 81. And then the last couple of days, my weekend's not been good at all. Not been good. But, I'm just ploughing on. 7 sales over the payday weekend and 2 cancellations. Yeah, bummer. Listed a lot this last week. Well, I'm hoping with all these drafts, like I say, I've got about 50 drafts, and what I'll probably do is I'll probably kick off with, I was thinking I might do 20 a day. I might do 15 a day just to get them on and, keep good consistency. Yes, they are the ones we like. I have filmed a video, actually, so I'll shove it on. It's not very good, but, let's see if I can get at least 3 people to watch it. It'd be good. Currently on 332 after fees. Not every day. Yeah. Well, that's very true. In actual fact, it's once in a blue moon. And eBay will punish me. You have been lucky, Mr. Cummins. Now you shall die. Right. Where were we? So that's my news. Apart from being ill, having man flu, and going out sourcing crazy, getting loads of clothes, I had that crazy sale, which was very, very nice. Right, let's move on to the next pair of shoes. Did I finish the first pair of shoes? I have no idea. Let's have a look. No, I haven't. No, I haven't even finished the first pair of shoes. Useless. We've run out of suggestions. Used. Let's get them on. Hossa, Marilyn, suede, patent leather shoes. Size 5, dark. It hasn't copied all of the title, which is a bit of a pain. Dark green. I'll do the rest of that later. Really, when I'm drafting, I'm just getting a price point, to be honest. If I'm doing this off stream, it takes me a couple of minutes, but that's taken me about 20. Right. So I will be sourcing on Wednesday and Thursday this week. Tomorrow I've got to go around. My dad's not well at the moment. Well, he's got dementia, which is so he's not well all the time. So I'm going around there because Age UK are popping around. In actual fact, the shop I took the Musto jacket back, the $8.99 jacket, was an Age UK jacket. The woman said, "Well, it wasn't like that when I sold it to you." I said, "Well, it was because the label's still on it, and I've only taken it out of the bag." But I didn't spot it, so I do have to be more careful with taking my time in charity shops and boot fairs. Especially when you think you've got a good thing. I thought Musto jacket, brilliant. I was buying something else which had a stain on it, which could have distracted me. But there's no rush. There's no rush when sourcing. And I'm trying to do that more now. I think being rushed can really take your eye off the ball. Right. I've managed to do 2 items, incredibly. Let's have a look at these ones. I'll do another pair of Hotter Angel. These look slightly nicer. And then I will do something non-clothing. They sold some stuff. Oh, don't just say that. We've got to know what you sold. Hotter Angel. £26.72 new other. Okay. £28.99. Worn once. £57.92. What? How can that be £57.92? Navy. I'm sorry, how has that person sold a pair of these shoes for £57.92? Okay. They come with the box, but I mean, it's still pretty good. £28.99. Well, I mean, I was thinking 15 to 20, but oh God, these look terrible condition as well, those ones. Let's have a look at unsolds. £16.32. That's kind of where I was thinking. £13.50. That's a bit bizarre. Could be a cancelled. Yeah, 57. It's not the fact it's 57.92. It's the fact it's that much. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, possibly. I've certainly enjoyed going around them a bit more. Although it does take a lot of time. Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, you've definitely got to take your time. Nothing worse than buying something and getting it home and realising it's rubbish. F-Zero GP Legend Machine Collection. About an inch long, each 12. Is that like models or something? Sounds good. Right, let me just reply to this. Well, I hope you make good money on it. I'm sure you will. All the best with that one, Dave. Right, so there are people trying to sell these shoes for like 15 to 19 quid. So I think I'm going to go with that. I'm not going to stick them on for 50 quid. Yeah, it's almost exactly the same pair of shoes there. Let's not get crazy. Yeah, bought them for £5.99. So let's just... Where are they? Where's the photos? Tempted to, I don't know. No, I'm not gonna try anymore. I'll just be sitting around. Save that one for later. No one knows what F-Zero GP Legend machines are. They do now. We'll all be after them. Yeah, I suppose you do, but you just got to cut down on how much you do end up with. Sounds like the sort of thing they come with a magazine or something, but little plastic cast toys. They are sold already. You pay £3 for them, and they sell for 300. You're rivaling me there. Well done. He doesn't read. Is that me? No, I can't read. Can't. Yeah, I'm still learning. I'll have a quick Google on that a bit later on, if I remember. I probably won't. Sort of thing you might see at a boot fair, maybe. Speaking of boot fair pickups, I've got a Gant jacket which I will try and share on the screen. How do you do it? Is that it? There we go. Gant puffer. That was £8. I was all over that at the boot fair. I was thinking, I don't want to be spending £8 and get it home with a rip. And I was convinced it might be a fake, but I was thinking, who would fake a Gant jacket? But I found the care label in the pocket, so that's all right. So I think what I'll do with this is just do a quick image search. Hopefully that'll help me out. I've got a little shortcut for my image searches. eBay. Is there one on eBay? Gant navy blue light down jacket coat. Let's have a look at that one. That looks exactly the same. Don't you just love image search? $49.99 pre-owned. Yabba dabba doo. Is it the same? It is the same, I think. Yeah. Large, that one. $49.99, which is 20% off. $49.99 did seem pretty pricey. I'm tempted to go 40 with my 10% off. A lot of the clothing resellers do seem to do a large discount on a price. I mean, where do you draw the line with that? There's one guy. There's a lot of vintage Adidas. I've forgotten his name. And I was looking at all his listings, and they're all like 50% coupons. Just, you know. And I'm like, yeah, good. But, like, it just seems like a large amount. Because I always like to price it reasonably and then, you know, so it could sell at the price, the original price. And then the 10 or the 15% off is a bonus. 20% is like, you know, pushing it for me. But 50 just seems crazy. Let me know what you do. How far you go with offers or coupons or whatever. One sold for 42. So let me think about this. I might go 42 or I might go 40. One sold for 47 with free delivery. Yeah, 42 sounds all right. $41.99. Yeah, around the 20% stuff mark. I guess it does seem like you have to do more with clothing. Like I'm promoting at the moment. God, can't stand it. So, you know, I'm offering 10% coupons, 10% offers when they're sent out, probably will take if an offer comes back, and I'll consider it if it's like 15 or 20. But I've also got another 7% on top of that. So yeah. What are we talking about, Dave? Quite a bit of Tron stuff to this today. Tron stuff? What, the 1982 classic film Tron? I remember going down to Wales with the school when I was in either my last year or my penultimate year of primary school, and we stopped off at the motorway services. God knows where, but they had Tron the video game. Absolutely brilliant. All it was is like drawing a line basically and trying to keep the other person. It's the bike thing in the film. I don't even know if you're talking about that, but yes, memories. 41.99 for that one. That'll be 7% promotion. God bloody hell! I mean, that's like at least £3 gone in promotions. We'll save that for later. Well, I'll do another pair of shoes. Light Cycles Legacy Tanks. I think he's talking about the film. It is bread and butter. Yeah, that's what I'm finding. You know, whereas my sales could be like 700 one day and 0 the next, and I'm getting, and now I'm starting off reasonably slow because, like I say, I've said this before, that I'm kind of still reorganizing myself. It's like turning a tanker. It's not like I've just started and I've got my 500 items of clothes and I've listed them all and they've all been boxed up and numbered and everything's very organized. I've got a whole load of other crud, and I'm got shelves full of stuff, so I'm having to create space. But it has created a good baseline of, I would say, like on average, maybe 50 quid a day with sales. And, you know, I reckon that could easily double or treble. It will double. I think it probably will double in the next month, hopefully. And it could easily treble the more focused and the more, the better I get at it, the more efficient I become. Definitely. But the trick is getting it. But that's always the trick, isn't it? You know, that is the key. Any old Falcon list on eBay. Light Cycles Legacy Tanks Tron figures are few and far. Yeah, I guess they would have a cult following. Did the figures come out at the time, or is it some sort of reissue from the early 2000s? I don't think I've ever seen a Tron figure, but I've never really been looking out for one. So, right, I paid too much for a couple of pairs of Skechers, especially one where I got it back and there was a hole in the heel. The weird thing was I paid £7 for that pair, and the other pair, which were in good condition, I paid £3 for. I don't know what was going on there. That name does ring a bell. If is he vintage Adidas? Oh dear. Why would you? Well, if that's true, why would you send an empty parcel with a note in saying you couldn't find the item? That's bonkers. Is he Welsh and quite young? Don't worry, happy chap. You're here, and that's what counts. Yeah, I think it was Sully's if he's vintage Adidas. I'm got my finger on the pulse with the names of people of anyone, and it doesn't stick in my brain. So yeah, but he did have a lot of stuff. But yeah, 50 just seemed. I mean, I did look at it and think, well, it must work because he's doing it. But you know, just because someone does it doesn't necessarily mean it works. Oh, right. Do you know they must have been? I must have seen them in the shops at the time. I was probably like focused on Star Wars figures. Right, Peter, happy chap. Have you been a booting? Have you been a booting at the weekend? Let me know where you've been and what you got. I'm always interested. Okay, let's have a look at these sketches then. These sketchy sketches. These are disappointing, but I just want to get them gone. So, a pair of Arch Fit. Again, I'm just going to drag over and do an image search on these. And the Arch Fits ones were the cheap ones. You've had some other. I've had some live stuff going on as well. Yeah, like I say, I'm sort of helping my mum and dad out at the moment because sorting out care, assistance for them. I was quite interested to see that Nick was. I told Pete about it actually. Nick was auctioning off a JFJ disc polisher. And I know Pete was interested. I don't know if you got my message, Pete. I did message you. I thought about putting in a bid, but then when the auction was going on, I was busy. But I was interested that it was for, I think it was for Alzheimer's, either Alzheimer's or dementia, which affects a lot of people. And like I say, it's I'm sort of helping my mum and dad out with that sort of stuff. So it's quite hard stuff, hard work. Hello, Peter Ray. Pete was off to apps. I look forward to the video, Pete. I hope you got some bits. Oakley. They're kind of skateboarding brand, aren't they? Is that right? Rightio, Pete. No worries. Well, I hope you're well. I hope you're well. And I hope you see you out and about, and we can have a good chat about it there if you want to. I know life can be hard sometimes. Good morning, Mr. Ray. But I hope you're well. Right, Arch Vista. This is just like a crap pair of sketches. Probably a tenner. Peter Ray. Over the last few weeks, I've had some family stuff. Everybody's sending some family stuff. It's all happening. Well, I hope you get it sorted, Pete, as well. All the Pete's are having family stuff. It's very easy for you when other stuff happens, be it like family or parents or your own family or just stuff around the house. Your focus can be just taken away from reselling very easily, and of course it does affect the business. So there's a pair here, 35 quid. That can't be right, can it? They're slip-ins. My ones are lace-ups. Charity shops in Sutton. Pre-love pants. That sounds dodgy. Yeah, it's been going all right actually. It has been going all right. I'm enjoying it, which is good. Bought a few duffers, but bought a few really good items. But I'm enjoying just getting out, so that's good. Yeah, I'm not sourced in Sutton for years. No wonder charity shops are dying. Yeah, I was having a chat with a lady in a charity shop, getting in with them basically. And she was sort of saying about she works in a couple of charity shops, one where she sets the prices and another where she doesn't. And she was saying how they price them too high. Yeah, it's tough. Thank you, Tom. It's only been a couple of weeks. I know I can't keep up with you doing all your finding silver whilst you're dumpster diving and God knows what. Tom's mad on the shorts at the moment. Summer's here. Tom gets out his shorts. What a thought. But yes, I'm always keeping up with Tom's. I'm always looking at Tom's shorts. That sounds so weird. Check them out. I'll try $29.99 on these. I think it's too much. I'll find anything difficult to put out, Tom. Oh yes, Tom's Nottingham. The Mick Hucknall car boot. Yes, my brain is fried, Tom. $29.99 on these. I'll do one more item and then that's me done. I need a cup of tea. I need to do some photos and polish these listings up so they're ready to go tomorrow. So I have got, where am I up to? I normally buy this stuff, and as soon as it's listed, there's a little number that goes next to it. So I still do have to I have to draft all of this and all of this, which is a good thing. So we've got a Reese cashmere jumper, a Tom, which I think is here. That didn't cost much. That was from Hook, funnily enough. A Stussy shirt, couple of Joe Brown shirt, a Hugo Boss shirt. I think I've got a Barber shirt. Yeah, got some good bits. Paul Smith, a couple of pullovers. The thing with getting clothes is, apart from when you're finding a hole in the armpit and taking it back, is finding those odd little bits where it needs a clean. So it's not like you get a whole load of clothes from a charity shop and then you find out that that's got a button missing, that's got a really bad mark, that's got this, that's got that. So it's not like you can just get it home and process it and then list it. Hucknall's closed. Quick moan. Had a guy interested in a lovely boxed Atari disk drive. But that's a big but. He sent it back on a return. Pete hasn't finished typing yet. He's in mid rant. It wasn't me who bought it. I mean, my sort of thing, but no. I do need to. I am listing some of my box that I've got a limited edition Wii U up here, and I'm thinking of selling my Vectrex, maybe my Sega Saturn. because I don't really know why I have it. Anyway, when making the offer, eBay told him they sell on average of 40 to 90, so he changed the offer to 90. Well, that's what eBay do. Yeah, that's very true. Thanks, eBay. Yeah, well, if it's good enough, it will sell eventually. But yeah, it is a bit. I had someone wanting to buy a Columbia tank top. It's not exactly the same. It's up for 15 quid, and they were saying, "Can I buy it for 10 if I pick it up?" And then I didn't reply to them like for a couple of hours, and they just sent me loads of question marks, and it got right up my nose. Yeah, wait for the right one. Have a look at his feedback given as well. Feedback left for others. Right, I'm going to pop out. I can't be bothered to list the next one live on stream. Slacking on. I hopefully get that video out about that £700, £5 to £700. Yes, and this is how to resell, and I will do it every day. Hopefully get that out this week. I probably filmed that in whilst I was in mid-cold, so I might be a bit sort of snotty during that, but hopefully you watch it. Hope everyone has a brilliant Monday. It's a lovely day out there, so do try and get out and about for a little walk. Question marks or a hello? Yeah, hello. But yeah, have a great day. Cheers, Tim. I'll see you all later. Have a brilliant Monday.